Hello.
Hello?
Ah, that's much better.
Yes. Okay, so what you want to talk about?
Oh, all kinds of things, Christine. All kinds of things. I got a hold of my superiors and we sat down and we had a long meeting. And we covered a lot of things. They listened to the conversation and they were impressed, implicably so even. But they do have a few issues. And, well, I can't deny it, the biggest thing working against you right now is the CWCIKI.
I think you mean, yeah, you mean the quickie.
The quickie,
Yeah.
is that what it is? Okay, so the quickie, yes. Now, I told them that that website is in no way whatsoever affiliated with you professionally.
That's right.
But even under that guise, they still took the time to look through it themselves, and they did come across a few things that they can't deny as fact. So I told them that I would contact you and find out a few more details about a few particular aspects, if you don't mind.
That's fine. Far away.
All right. The first one that comes up is your alleged court case involving GameStop.
Oh, yes, that was unfortunate, but that did happen. But in my defense, I was very much spooked and quite scared upon the event, and upon having encountered similar situations before, I had not been able to defend myself as best as I could. Unfortunately, yes, that has happened, but the court case is cleared up, and
Really? How did that turn out?
I went to each of the court trials as scheduled and everything, and anyway, everything's all cleared up. I just have the old court fines, so I'm still paying off.
Court fines. So no sentences or anything? No incarceration?
Right, no sentences or incarceration.
Okay. And how long were you arrested before you were released? That's just a small question.
Yes, that was. I was arrested the night of December 26th, 2014, and I was put on. I was not able to get back home until the following Monday.
Oh my.
Yeah, so I spent a weekend hibernating in jail.
I hope they fed you well.
Yes.
Like teas and biscuit or the cheeseburgers or pizza? I don't know. I've never been arrested.
Well, actually, it was more like bit of meat, a little bit of fruit, and some milk and juice and water.
Okay, all right. Sounds about pretty common jail time grub, I guess.
Quite.
All right. So we covered the little bit of the jail indecencies and all that stuff. Now, they mentioned another thing, and this one really caught their attention, because this was the big court case. Michael Snyder.
Yes, the owner of the closed down game and hobby place.
Oh, it's closed down now.
Yes, it's been closed for about a year or two now.
Is it?
It's
Oh.
it's now a store for chocolates.
Really? Do you go there often?
No, but I've driven by there, so that's how I know.
Yeah, you should stop in sometime. Take a look around the place. See if they're done with it.
Yeah, I don't think it's as good just as it used to be. But anyway, aside from that, pretty much nearly true, except for exaggerations and the obvious fantasies they have. But yeah, about April '08, Snyder had a chip on his shoulder against me, so he banned me from there. And then a couple of years later, I came in there, came in there and talked to him and asked him to lift the bat. He said he was really cold-hearted, said no. So then a couple of years later, tried again, still no. And then shortly after my father's passing in 2011, it takes my brain's a little slow, so you have to forgive me there.
It's no problem. Anyway, take your time.
Yes. Anyway, so after his death, yeah, my mother and I were out, and we were driving by. We noticed a sign on there that said "Under New Management." So I took a guess that Snyder was out of the picture. Then my mom and I, we both went in, and he was there, and he immediately called the police against us, and my mother and I ended up having to spend a night in jail because of that. But yeah, after the months with the court trials and oh shoot, I'm trying to think of it. We were not sentenced to prison or anything bad like that. We had to check in with somebody about once a month or so. Pretty much to put it closer to as far as the term that came up to my head, I would say some sort of parole, but supervised. And then after that trial went about, it became unsupervised. So, and then we became free from that.
All right, sounds good to me.
Yeah, but it did kill us pretty much nearly all the remaining funds that Mr. C, my father, had left to us.
As God rest his soul.
Yes.
Now, we've covered that. And then the next question that came up was, do you actually have a brother by the name of Cole Smithy, or is that just a horrible troll joke?
Oh, no, it's true. My half-brother, Joseph Cole Smithy, my mother gave birth to him. Has his own mental and physical traumas. He left our mother and had a chip on his shoulder against her. Moved to New York and became the movie critic with his own website, ColeSmithy.com.
Wait a minute, he's the Cole Smithy, the movie critic?
Yes.
No, he's quite well known over here. He's like a celebrity.
Yes, the world's smartest movie critic.
Really? The smartest movie critic? That's an impressive title.
Well, that's what it says on his website anyway.
Oh, I see.
Although at least, even though I might disagree with him on the review of the Toy Story 3 movie, but at least we agree on Inside Out.
Yes, I've heard a lot of people disagree with his review of Toy Story 3.
Quite. I still have not seen Toy Story 3, but I've seen Toy Story 1 and some of number 2. It just never came about in my point of view yet.
Now, one of the things that one of our interns who was checking the site for us came across was Sonichu, the animated series.
Yes, I had nothing to do with the online animations that have been currently released, except for the one that I approved of which was a fan animation, computer generated, and Sonichu took down a robot on his way to rescue Roshu that I end up with the permission quoting and drawing and rewriting a little bit in my number 9 book.
Okay, we were concerned about that. We wanted to make sure that it was legitimate and not associated with you.
Yeah, Sonichu, the animated series, is not associated with me whatsoever.
Okay. Another aspect that came up, and this one is the one that made them feel a little uncomfortable, and that's your, how do I put this eloquently, your extensive adult gallery.
Yes, I have drawn a few pieces of sexual taste and whatnot, but mostly in the nude with women and female characters. But I mostly keep I was just trying it out for a little while, and then also with the theoretical X's, being one of my past women friends that I've talked with over the internet, but it turned out to be and one of these internet trolls, cyber bullies, and then that whole schlemiel of communication ended up being quote unquote exposed.
Oh, how horrible! Someone pretending to be a girl to get your affections.
Yes.
How deplorable.
And among which they did request of me to draw the things that would go on between her and me, respectively. But that was so long ago, and I just put all that behind me. It's the last time I've ever really drawn anything of the sexual tendencies.
Oh, like I said, we're just making sure we've got all of our bases covered before we make too many steps forward. We want to accidentally get associated with something that might be construed inappropriate for children.
Quite. But of course, the big difference between anybody else's redrawing of my characters and whatnot is definitely the hand drawing style. I've never drawn anything within my comic book pages on the computer except to make sort of a collage or to quote from past pages.
Yes, I noticed that a lot of your art seems to be colored with markers, a very intriguing form of, coloring.
Yes, I like using the Crayola markers. The ones that come in the 50-pack and they're thin with the little pointed tips. It's easier to stay in the lines, definitely.
No, you wouldn't want to go outside the lines.
Yeah. And then some of them even are scented, so that's a little bit of fun as well. Like coloring with yellow and you get lemon.
Oh man, I think that would get like crazy if you used all scented ones.
Yeah, but they're not all scented. It's just like, it was a select few out of the 50.
So are you saying that Sonichu is lemon scented?
That would be fun, wouldn't it? But upon the original coloring, at some of the time, I would say so. But I would tend to say that the scent from the original ink has faded away by now.
I do have another question. Now, this is out of concern, but the associates and I came across that horrible little article about your house catching on fire.
Yes, that was January of 2014. It was electrical. My mom and I and our dogs and one of our cats, we got out safe, and our insurance company helped us. We stayed in a hotel for about a month, and we ended up moving into a temporary house for nearly the whole year, and our house had finally been finished, reconstructed about near the end of December. So we had got moved in just in the nick of time there before the lease ran out in the house we were temporarily residing in.
Yeah, that's good. Because I noticed that people tentatively have a large collection of your property. It's kind of almost creepy. But did you lose anything extremely important in that fire?
From my mother's perspective, she had lost, and we ended up finding two of them. She had lost a pair of shoes that she liked, but we ended up finding them, and she ended up losing her purse. We think somebody, the child from across the street living from us, came in and stole it. So, but then we moved back. But then upon moving back in, we found the purse. So it was likely returned, but with some of the money and whatever had been removed from it. And most importantly, to my mother, we had a painting print copy, expensive, one of the numbered editions of Salvador Dali, the one that's tree made of hands.
Oh, it's a remake?
Well, it was, I believe 5 by Dali himself, but it was one of the.
Because if you honestly had a Salvador Dali picture, I wouldn't have wanted that lost. That's worth a lot of money.
Yes, but that was lost. We think somebody came in and stole it. Possibly the same kid that came in and stole my mother's purse, but then returned it. But that's just that's speculation right there.
All right, no proof, no loss. So we've covered quite a few things. A lot of the things the associates were concerned about. One last little thing that came up, and honestly, I don't feel comfortable asking about this, but there was one name that popped up on that list quite a few times on that quickie, as you called it. Miss Megan Schroeder?
Yes. When I was going to Pokemon League at the Game and Hobby place, she was a crush. She was kind of a crush on mine, and I had wanted to start a relationship, but she became uncomfortable with me being close to her, and then all of this and that, and then the day when Snyder banned me, she did not step up to aid me or anything. She just stood by. She just stood back and watched. But anyway, a few minor heres and theres against her on my shoulder, but I have not spoken to her or have not been able to speak with her very much at all since way back then.
Yeah, and we noticed that there was a couple of recent videos in about the last year or so of you seemingly still holding a grudge against her. Was that just a minor thing, or?
I'd say I've mostly gotten over the grudges. But aside from that, I just say wherever she is, live her life, and I'll just stay here living mine. It's all done and over with.
A good aspect on life to have.
Yes.
Now, is there any chance that you can have the quickie removed?
X number of times back in about 2007, 08, when I first found the pages and whatnot. Yeah, I've tried personally to take it down, but yeah, it's not very much within my power. It's definitely dependent upon the troll webmaster of the actual website there.
Oh, so somebody's forcing that to stay up?
Yeah, pretty much.
How atrocious.
Quite.
Have you tried pleading with them? And, trying to take advantage of their human kindness?
Yes, I have tried, and of to no avail.
No avail. It's a pity. Try as you might, it seems you can't succeed on that front, because we were hoping that if you could get the quickie removed, that would definitely have a huge impact on this being able to take a leap forward, essentially. Because
yes,
Oh, go ahead, please.
Actually, my friend and associate who has been helping me with more recently, yeah, she has a friend who could hack into and take down the
oh my,
take down the quickie website.
Well, let's not delve too far into that. We don't want to get implicated with any information about that. You keep that your little secret, all right, Christine?
Yes, but anyway, aside from that, I decided that if we were able to hack into the quickie, I would rather have it severely edited and trimmed down to where it's more positive than negative against me.
Really? So you wouldn't even want it taken down? You just want it more towards a positive approach?
Yes.
After all, that would reflect your current lifestyle in a way. You were more negative when you were younger, but now you're more positive.
I would tend to say,
I'm not going to lie, Christine. I've seen some of the videos you've made in the past, and you definitely had a little bit of an anger issue, if you want to put it nicely.
Okay, yes. Then on that note, yeah, I was more negative in the past, but I've matured for the better.
Oh yes, definitely for the better. I'm impressed. Extremely impressed.
Yes, thank you.
I mean, if you keep this up, I can only expect great things in your future.
Yes, thank you.
All right, Christine, I believe that's covered all of the things I have on my little footnote here from my associates. I'm going to have another meeting with them later this week. I will contact you, and hopefully this next call we have will be the last one we need to make.
Okay.
Before we start moving things forward.
Yes, thank you, Arthur.
No problem, Christine. You have a nice day.
You have a good day, too.
Thank you.